TWF Impact on Axs Tv or Smash It Inside Farseer. I am Joey Styles here with Renee Young and with Aiden English. And today on Impact on Axs Tv or Smash It Inside Farseer, we're going to see Omos and Killer fight it out again, Joey Styles says. And we don't want to say there was a long time hang up between these two, but it is starting up, Joey Styles said. We all know that Killer and Omos did have one match so far. Yes, they did. They had one match last month, Renee Young says. And on Groundhog's Day and the settled land and the 4-1 rights, we don't know how many more months of winter we still have. But we do know that Killer and Omos wouldn't care what time of year it is. Renee Young said, "Oh, that's right," Aiden English says. Well, that's right. It all started, you see, when Montel Vertadius Porter said that Killer was a stead holder for Omos. And that's when the falling out all started between them, Aiden English said. It happened between Yokozuna and Big Van Vader under James E. Cornette's watch. It happened underneath Brock Lesnar and CM Punk under Paulie Dangerously's watch. And now it's happening between Killer and Omos under Montel Vertadius Porter's watch, Aiden English says. Who do I guilt on it? I don't know. For once, I don't know who to guilt. Well, and now we're going to have, now I got to go to the ring now, Joey Styles said, because now we have Montel Vertadius Porter with Killer. And hopefully he hopes to get Bobby Lashley back with him too. I am Montel Vertadius Porter. And I know that I have, somehow digged a hole and buried myself when I said that I was greater than all the other overseers in the TWF, at least the ones that have buyer-sitter names. Like Zeb Coulter, or Jimmy Hart, or Paul Bear, or Bobby Heenan, or Teddy DiBiase, or Lou Albano, or James E. Cornette, or Paulie Dangerously, or Clarence Mason, or Sean Daivari, or Melina Perez, made mistakes when I said stuff like that, or the Jackal, or Scar the Dove, or Zeb Coulter. Yeah, I know I made, I know I made some mistake and put my word in my mouth, but when I think of it, I knew a lot of these things were going wrong, but I gotta make it right. So, Omos here, he might be a former WWE Raw Tag Team fighter, a former TWF YouTube fighter. He's gonna win that back. You see, whatever truly happened between Killer and Omos, well, I'm here, to heal all that. I'm here to make that right. So, Killer, why don't you come out here, and hopefully we can make it right. Oh, so you're going to tell me that I should trust you, huh? Last month, you told me, the first month, you told me I was a stead holder for Omos, who, let's be earnest about, the only thing he's ever done his whole run in WWE was be a former WWE Raw Tag Team fighter with AJ Styles. And before that, he was just a gatekeeper for the Raw Underground when he first started out in WWE. He hasn't really done anything. Oh, he had his fight with Bobby Lashley. He won some. Bobby Lashley won some. You didn't really win anything out of it, did you? And to tell me that I'm a stead holder to him? Not so cool, Montel Vertadius Porter. I mean, you got yourself thinking that you're as hot as your onlooked as Polly Dangerously or Scar to Dove or Selena Vega or Robert Stone or Maxine Dupree. You know, you got yourself thinking that you're as onlooked like all of them, but at the end of the day, you were not really there. To say that I was a stedholder Omos, well, that just made me angry. You know, that irked me. It did. And you want me to play like it never happened. Like when James E. Cornette took on Big Van Vader and wanted Yokozuna to get along, and it didn't work. When Paulie Dangerously took on CM Punk as a new buyer right beside Brock Lesnar and wanted those two to get along, and that didn't work. So why would you think that this is going to work? Well, here's the grounds to why I think it's going to work. You see, you and Omos are the two most harmful big folk, since giant is a Greek or Hellenic borrowed word, since Titan and giant are Greek or Hellenic borrowed words. The English word is big folk. You know? And I think if you two could be a good team, and who knows, you could overtake the whole TWF, the whole toy wrestling gathering. You could overtake all of them. Well, that's if he's man enough to do it, Omos says. Yeah, look who's talking, Omos. Like you haven't done anything. Yeah, here's a man who lost the TWF YouTube winnings to Johnny Nargato. A man who if this, what we did in this ring was true, you would have smashed him. I'll smash you, Omos says, because the last time we had a match or fight, I beat you. No, that's not what I want to do. I didn't want this to happen to go like this. That wasn't my goal. You know? Well, it looks like that got a fight keeper in the ring, and it looks like Omos and Killer are gonna go at it. Ding ding ding. Wasn't it? It was July. It was July, or the 7th month of last year, when Montelvitadius Porter took on Killer from Aries and told everybody Killer was going to be the next big thing. And then, well, Omos just slamming down Killer right now, Joey Styles said. Yes, it did happen in the 7th month of last year, Renee Young said. Omos wasn't even in the TWF yet. His doll didn't even get bought yet from either a shop or a website. And Montelvitadius Porter told everyone that Killer was the man until Omos showed up, and then he opened his mouth and said he was a stedholder. Yeah, well, sometimes we make mistakes. We say things we didn't mean. We do things we didn't mean. If they were sinful and unlawful, that's a whole other thing. Well, Killer right now picking up Omos and a body slam. And I'm not saying that it was right for Montelvitadius Porter to say all that. All those things Aiden English says. Not that it was sinful and unlawful, but it was still wrong for him to say that. And if Killer wasn't so, fucked in the head, I ain't no mind healer, so I can't tell you if he is sick in the head or not. If he wasn't so angry and irked, he may have known there was a forgiveness there, and he could become an overtaking team. And he and Omos could be teaming up instead of fighting and wrestling each other. Well, Aiden English said, it looks like that's not going to happen, Joey Styles said. Killer just slammed down Omos the big, Joey Styles says. Yes, it looks like that's happening, Renee Young said. Montelvitadius Porter just hit him. Oh. Killer Just knew that was a mistake. Killer just knocked down Montel Latavius Porter. Or MVP. Omos just dropped Killer. Joey Styles said. Now what does that make Omos then? If he's a big man or a big folk, he shouldn't need help to beat someone. Joey Styles said, yeah. Renee Young said, we saw what Montel Latavius Porter did. Well, that was Killer's mistake. That was him taking his eyes off the goal, off the game, off the goal, and going where he shouldn't have been going. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, Omos. And Omos the Big, at least that is my nickname for him, because big is an English word. Titan is a Hellenish borrowed word. And giant is also a Hellenish borrowed word. The English word would be big. Or big folk. Yeah, big folk. Anyway, and we all know the Killer is not happy about taking his loss to Omos here today on Impact, on Axs Tv, or Smash and Inside Farseer, Joey Styles said. No, he is not. At all, Renee Young said. He is not happy at all for that. Oh, who cares if he's happy or anything like that? He lost. He should know how to deal with it. You know what? You want to play that game, Montel Latavius Porter? You want to play that game, Omos? Well, here's a game. Only I'm going to be the winner at the end of the game. You're going to be the loser. You're going to be whatever, angry at me. I'm going to make you irked. You made me irked. You made me angry. And I'm going to make you ache. Hey, Killer, I understand what happened, all right? And I know how to make it right. So, I know a lot of folks don't like big men fighting, but tomorrow, on Friday Night SmackDown, I'm going to have it be Killer fight Omos one more time. And this time, Killer, I believe you will be the winner of the match, of the fight. Well, Astronema, I want to say thank you for doing that. You are the nearest thing that we have to Adam Pearce and Shawn Michaels and Santino Marella that we have here in the TWF. Well, I just want to say, Killer, you're welcome. And thank you for the onlook. Well, Astronema, or Corone, whatever you want to call her, has made the match. And it looks like we will be seeing Killer fight Omos tomorrow on Friday Night SmackDown. You know, Joey Styles said. And speaking of that, I believe that Jim Ross is now going to be talking with Omos and Montel Latavius Porter, Joey Styles said. Yes, Renee Young said. We'll take it away to Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Joey Styles and Renee Young. I'm going to be talking with Omos and Montel Latavius Porter. It seems that Montel Latavius Porter and Omos aren't going to do so very well. You got that right, good JR. I'm telling you right now. So Killer sobbed, he bitched, he ranted, and he got what he wanted. He got Astronema or Corone to make a match tomorrow on Friday Night SmackDown with Omos fighting Killer. Killer, it didn't have to be this way. We could have gotten along. It didn't have to be it didn't have to be Yokozuna fight Big Van Vader. It didn't have to be CM Punk fight Brock Lesnar. It didn't have to be like that. But you brought it on yourself. And Omos has already beaten you 2 times, Killer. Beaten you the 3rd time. It's just showing you that you're not as... It's showing you that you were not the big man I thought you were. And Omos, you don't really say much, do you? Oh no, Jim Ross. I let my deeds speak for me. But Killer, I'm getting about sick and tired of your bullshit. Or your horse shit. So bring it. I beat you today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna beat you again. Well, okay, let's do that this way then. Alright, that's my talk with Montel Retadius Porter and Omos. Back to you, Joey Styles and Renee Young. Well, thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with Montel Retadius Porter and Omos here today on Impact on Axs Tv, or Smash and Inside Farseer. I am Joey Styles for Renee Young and Aiden English. We hope you like Impact on Axs Tv or Smash and Inside Farseer, and we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.